Look at this massive expanse of ice. On the surface, Antarctica appears entirely solid and completely dead. In 1912, explorer Douglas Mawson and his team set out across this exact type of terrain to map the continent, trusting the sheer white sheets of ice beneath their sleds. But that solid ground is a deadly illusion. Without warning, a massive hidden crevasse opened up and swallowed Mawson's crewmate, Ninnis, along with their supply sled and dog team. Stripped of their rations, the survivors faced a brutal trek back. Driven to starvation, they resorted to eating their remaining sled dogs. They didn't realize that a dog's liver contains highly toxic levels of vitamin A. The poisoning drove Mawson's remaining partner insane before killing him, leaving Mawson to stagger back alone with the skin literally peeling off his feet. The surface of Antarctica actively destroys life. For decades, scientists accepted that this continent was a biological dead zone. That assumption held until the 1960s, when aircraft equipped with ice-penetrating radar scanned the continent. The data showed that the ice wasn't resting on flat ground. Hidden beneath were mountain ranges matching the Himalayas and canyons deeper than the Grand Canyon. This diagram illustrates what satellites confirmed in the 1990s: over 400 pools of liquid water. These hidden lakes don't freeze because millions of tons of top-down ice pressure combine with geothermal heat radiating from the bedrock to keep the water liquid, even in sub-zero temperatures. These lakes have been entirely sealed off from the sun, the wind, and the rest of the planet for 15 million years. They hold pristine, untouched ecosystems trapped in the pitch black. Studying them presented an engineering paradox. You have to drill through miles of frozen ice to reach the water, but the moment your drill breaks through, you risk introducing modern surface bacteria and immediately destroying a 15-million-year-old environment. Solving this contamination problem triggered an international competition resembling the space race. 3 global powers mobilized to reach the water first, knowing that the first successful sample would provide our only look at a world that has been isolated since before the ice ages. The Russian team targeted the largest target of them all, Lake Vostok. Their primary challenge was keeping a massive 3-kilometer-deep hole from instantly freezing shut around their drill. Their solution relied on pure brute force. They pumped 60 tons of a toxic kerosene and freon mixture, basically jet fuel, directly into the borehole to act as antifreeze. You can see the sheer scale of the Russian operation in this photo from Vostok Station. When their drill finally breached the pressurized lake in 2012, the trapped water shot up the shaft like a geyser, violently mixing with the 60 tons of jet fuel. The entire site was instantly contaminated. The Russian scientists later claimed to find new bacteria in their samples, but it was soon discovered that the microbes were actually living in the kerosene they brought with them. Decades of work were ruined by their own fuel, proving that brute force fails against fragile, ancient ecosystems. The British team spent 16 years and $12 million designing a different approach for Lake Ellsworth. Instead of toxic chemicals, they planned to melt through the ice using highly sterilized, filtered hot water. As shown in this animation, their plan required a closed circulatory system. They would drill 2 parallel shafts and connect them at a subterranean pocket 300 meters deep, allowing them to safely cycle clean water in and out. On Christmas Eve of 2012, after 40 straight hours of continuous drilling, the 2 vertical shafts reached the correct depth, but they missed connecting with the horizontal pocket by a mere 2 meters. The crew desperately tried to close that tiny gap, running their equipment until they completely exhausted their fuel supply. With the power gone, they had to cancel the entire 16-year mission and pack up. Even with a clean method, the unforgiving logistics of Antarctica defeated decades of planning over a matter of inches. This campsite is the American Wizard Project at Lake Willans. To reach the water 800 meters below, they brought in a specialized team that included space scientists from NASA. They treated the ice as if it were an alien environment. Equipment was scrubbed with hydrogen peroxide, blasted with UV light, and filtered through extreme microfiltration to remove every single microbe. In December 2013, their sterilized drill slipped into the lake. They successfully extracted the world's first pure, uncontaminated sample of subglacial water. Abandoning traditional Earth drilling methods and adopting sterile space exploration protocols was the only way to successfully reach the water without destroying it. Under a microscope, that completely pure American sample revealed something startling. Living, wriggling organisms were thriving inside the freezing fluid. Biologists identified these tiny entities as bacteria and archaea. They were living at negative 0.5 degrees Celsius, thriving despite being completely isolated from the sun for millions of years. Without solar energy for photosynthesis, these microbes adapted by consuming methane gas that slowly leaks from the subterranean bedrock beneath the lake. They are literally eating rocks to survive. By proving that life can sustain itself entirely in the dark, fueled only by chemical reactions from the Earth itself, these isolated organisms show that biological survival requires neither sunlight nor a warm surface to thrive. The WISARD mission's success extends far beyond the geography of our own planet. Look at the cracked, frozen surface in this photograph. This is Jupiter's moon Europa. Both Europa and Saturn's moon Enceladus conceal massive liquid oceans beneath thick crusts of solid ice. This image shows Enceladus, another prime target. NASA plans to use the clean drilling blueprint perfected at Lake Whillans to pierce the ice of these moons without introducing a single Earth microbe into their pristine oceans. This century-long struggle to map and drill through the Antarctic ice stands as humanity's final rehearsal for discovering the first alien life in the universe.